Hi there guys, Vino here and welcome to this Vino Plunk production and welcome to this OTGV on the go video or a video from my phone, or more specifically a vlog from my phone. It's currently just gone 12 p.m. on Thursday the 23rd of October 2025. How are you guys doing? Hopefully you're doing really well. I am doing actually pretty damn fantastic. So I'm going to be doing a potentially in-day or over a couple days. We'll see how things go. OTGV on this. I've just gone ahead and deleted all footage of what I was recording up until this point because it's kind of sporadic. It's all over the place and I just want to start fresh, record this video and then upload this video, and this is where we now start. I actually don't know the last thing I said on video, so I don't know where you guys are in terms of what's going on at the moment. So we'll be saying some things. There may be some overlap, there may be some repetition. I do apologize for that. I'm off work today because I was hoping a package would arrive today, and that package is the Transformers, the original 1983 to 1980, no, 84 to 85 series, or to 86 series, the original G1 series that ran in the 80s. I've also picked up, which is in the hallway, in the hallway at the bottom of the stairs at the moment. I've also picked up the 3 sequel Japanese series, Headmasters, Victory, and whatever the other one was. They've got weird names, some of them. I picked those up as well from CX a little while ago. So again, this is where I get into, I'm not sure what I've said on camera. So I ended up acquiring something a little while ago that I took down to CX to sell. And then with some of that money, I ended up buying the G1 set that's on its way from America, but should be arriving either today or tomorrow. Fingers crossed on that one. And then I've also gone ahead and bought the CX sets that I've got and some other bits and bobs as well. I'm still awaiting the item that I spoke about over a month ago now, almost a month ago now, sorry. I'm still awaiting that item to take down and sell. And when I do sell that, I do have a very specific idea in mind. With that, I'm not going to mention it on video until I've actually bought the thing, because I've said this in the past, I'll say it again, I've gotten sniped on items in the past, so I don't want to reveal what I'm looking at. But if I do end up getting it, I'll be very happy. I'll just say that much. I have been playing quite a bit of Ghost of Yotai. I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but anyway, I've been playing quite a bit of Ghost of Yotai. Really do enjoy this game. I'm only about 10, maybe 15 hours in, but I'm kind of taking my time with the game. I've got some friends who've already completed. One friend's already platinumed the game, but I'm trying to take my time with it because I do have something else to now reveal, which I'm not sure if I've said in the video yet. Unfortunately, our rent has gone up, which does mean that obviously financials for the next few months are going to be quite a bit tighter than they have been. Some of my bills, so to speak, do drop down towards the beginning of next year, but for the next few months things are going to be quite tight. To be honest, I am going to be using this money that I'm going to be getting from this item that I'm going to be selling to help out with the next few months after I've bought what I want to buy, but it's still going to be quite tight. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because I'm going to start savouring some things, because it's going to be a little while before I might be able to buy another game. Now, having said that, it is my birthday next month. I have asked for money and I'll probably be buying some games with the money that I'll be getting. But obviously once my birthday has come and gone, it is then Christmas. Excuse me. Might be getting a game or two for Christmas. But apart from that, we'll see how things go. But basically, I'm savouring what I already have at the moment, because it may be a little while before I can purchase something new because of financials. At the moment, I'm sure you guys understand, it did kind of take us a little bit by surprise, so to speak, because they've only just increased it 6 months ago, and they've increased it again. Yes, there are some people out there that could turn around and say that this is probably wrong, but at the end of the day, there's nothing legally stopping them from doing this. So yeah, we've got to stump up the extra cash. It is what it is. But as I said, my own finances improve early next year, and then of course this time next year I will be getting probably another pay rise from work. So, you know, if I can eke out those things, then I'll be fine. It's just at the moment things are a little tight. I've also picked up the Sons of Anarchy Blu-ray collector set. I've actually been watching some of Sons of Anarchy season 2, because I did watch season 1 a few years ago when I bought the standard Blu-ray set and then sold it for a profit at CX. Yeah, so I bought it on either Facebook Marketplace or eBay, can't remember which, and won it for a really cheap price, and then managed to sell it to CX for a profit. Yeah, I know, surprising, huh? So I sold it, and then been watching some of Sons of Anarchy on some streaming platforms, and now I've got the collector's Blu-ray set. So, been watching it. Excuse me. Been watching it through there. There's something else I was going to say. Can't remember off the top of my head. I think that's everything for now, to update you guys on some bits that I've bought, some stuff that's going on. I'm going to head to the Co-op, the shop at the end of my road. I'm starving right now, because I did end up eating a couple of sausage rolls last night, but they end up coming back in the opposite direction. So I am starving right now. So I'm going to pop to the shop, get some bits, come back and enjoy my day off and see if this item is going to arrive. If it does, fantastic. Obviously, I'll be showing it off somewhat in this video, and we'll go from there, basically. But I do want to get a bit of an OTGV up to update you guys on some bits and bobs, as it were. Anyway, I'll be back later, guys. Hi there, guys. So it's currently 2:16 a.m. on Friday, the 24th of October, 2025. I can't sleep at the moment. I've been spending the last, don't know how many hours, binge watching Kamen Rider 01. I'm really, really enjoying 01. So when it comes to Kamen Rider, it's been going for nearly every year since like 1975. They have taken some breaks at times, but it's a pretty consistent show. And 01 came out in 2019. And what they tend to do is they tend to do some more mature Kamen Rider series, and then they seem to switch to more kid-friendly or more family-friendly Kamen Riders. And 01 is one of the more mature ones that's aimed at an old audience, and I'm loving it. Plus, I watched a sort of a retrospective look from a channel who I can't remember the name of right now. I'll grab the name of the channel maybe for the next segment or for another video and let you guys know. But I watched him do a kind of retrospective on all of Kamen Rider, all of Super Sentai, including Power Rangers in that. And he's also done one on Metal Heroes, which also includes VR Troopers and Beetleborgs, because they were adapted from Metal Heroes. But watching his retrospective on Kamen Rider has also allowed me to find a couple of really mature Kamen Riders that basically are quite bloody and gory, and I'm going to be checking one of them out after I finish with Kamen Rider 01. I believe it's called Black Sun, if I'm not mistaken, which is a reimagining of Kamen Rider Black, which is one of the most well-regarded series, and they've done a much more mature redo of that. But I'm really, really enjoying Kamen Rider 01 at the moment. But I've tried to get some sleep, and it's not happening at the moment, so I've just carried on binge watching some more Kamen Rider 01. But I do have a video coming up very soon about the various releases on DVD of Power Rangers. Believe it or not, because the rights to Power Rangers within the last 10 years or so have switched between 2 or 3 different companies. So for the longest time, Saban had the license, then Disney got the license, then Saban got the license back, then Lionsgate had the license for a while, and now Hasbro have the license. So one thing I will say when it comes to Hasbro is they have put almost all of Power Rangers onto YouTube. For the longest time, Shout Factory had the rights, the physical media rights to Power Rangers. And then they were handed over to Lionsgate for a little bit. And now Hasbro have taken them. They were given back to Shout Factory for a bit, and now Hasbro have taken them back because they believed that Shout Factory didn't do it too well, which is kind of funny because within the last couple of years, Shout Factory have launched Tokusatsu, which is basically any tokusatsu show that Shout Factory have the rights to, they're doing under this banner, which includes Kamen Rider and would also include Power Rangers if they still had the rights to Power Rangers. And ironically, Shout Factory have put Kamen Rider 01, Kamen Rider Geats, and Kamen Rider Zeets is the latest one. Basically, they put a load of Kamen Rider onto... That's how I'm watching Kamen Rider 01 at the moment, because Shout Factory have put it onto YouTube for free viewing under the Tokusatsu kind of moniker, if you will. Hasbro are doing a similar thing with Power Rangers, and it seems to me there are some companies that are moving towards doing that. You've also got Power Rangers Reignited that came out, was it last year? Or this year. Earlier this year, which is like an AI remaster or AI HD upgrade of Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which I'm not going to get into debate here and now with the pros and cons of AI. That's for you guys to decide yourself. From what I've watched of Reignited, I actually quite like how it looks. And I think actually they've done a really good job with it. There was a really, really tardy HD upgrade, if you will, for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that was done years ago. Can't remember what it was called, but it was appalling. They put extra graphics in there. They put extra sound bites and sound... What's the one for? Sound effects in there. And it just looks so cheesy. I think what they were trying to do is make it look more like its Japanese Super Sentai counterpart, but you can't make an American produced show look the same as a Japanese made show, because anyway, yes, there is a lot of partnership between American and Japanese studios such as Toei and Marvel, Hasbro and Marvel, or Tomy and Marvel. paired up. Who else has paired up? I mean, there's been a lot of partnerships between Japanese companies, American companies. But, I'm sorry, it looked really bad. Anyway, that's also on YouTube and on Netflix, and the reason it's on Netflix is because there was a joint show being made between Hasbro and Netflix, Power Rangers show for Netflix, but it looks like that deal has now fallen through. Some news broke, was it last week or the week before, that it looks like the talks surrounding that new Power Rangers series has diminished somewhat, but we'll see. Maybe at some point they'll get into it. The reason I mentioned that Hasbro have uploaded all the Power Rangers to YouTube for free watching is there are some people who believe Hasbro have not handled the Power Rangers license very well, because Power Rangers is currently off air. There is no Power Rangers currently running, despite the fact there is Super Sentai series that they could adapt. It's just that Hasbro feel that the well that is Super Sentai has run dry. Not run dry that there's no more content to pull from, run dry, and they think that it's run its course. They think adapting Power Rangers from Super Sentai has now run its course, and they think Power Rangers should be a completely American produced, made show now, and should take a more serious tone, much like its Super Sentai counterpart, and much like parts of Kamen Rider. If you don't know, there are some parts of Super Sentai that are straight up mature. They're meant for mature audiences, they're not meant for kids. And it's really funny that some of my favourite Power Rangers series, such as Lightspeed Rescue, In Space, SPD, I'm trying to think of any others, are all actually based or adapted from Super Sentai series that were meant for a more mature audience, which is really funny that they've had to sort of take those more mature elements and weave them into the American counterparts of each of those seasons as well. But there are some Super Sentai series in which some of the Power Rangers straight up die. There's no other way around it. They straight up die. Yes, there are later versions of Power Rangers series do also handle that as well, such as Lost Galaxy, RPM, I think deals with it. I'm trying to think of the other Power Ranger series off the top of my head. They do deal with Ranger Death, obviously. Power Rangers Once and Always, is that what it's called? The Netflix movie that came out a few years ago for its anniversary. But let's be honest, was just a way for Hasbro to keep hold of the rights for Power Rangers, or for Netflix to keep hold of the rights. Whatever, it was just for someone to keep hold of the rights, let's be honest. But I enjoyed Once and Always, or Forever and Always, whatever it was called. I actually really enjoyed it. And obviously that also dealt with a Power Ranger dying, which is kind of and that was supposed to be a backdoor pilot into the Netflix and Hasbro team up for a new series, but obviously that may have fallen through for now. Although David Yost, or Billy Cranston, did appear in Power Rangers Cosmic Fury as sort of a mentor and an additional ranger for Cosmic Fury, because one of their rangers went over to the dark side, if you will, the evil side. Basically, so Billy filled in the slot for the Blue Ranger. Essentially, and also became almost like a Zordon type of mentor slash character to the Dino Fury? Yes, Dino Fury Rangers, who then obviously become the Cosmic Fury Rangers. And obviously at the end of Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, it gets very, very meta. Rita Repulsa turns up, Lord Zed turns up. It's a bit of a weird ending to Power Rangers, but Cosmic Fury was the last Power Rangers series to be on the air. And since then, Hasbro have done nothing with the continuation of Power Rangers, but they have decided to take its physical distribution in-house, and they are now working on that. I'm really hoping that by taking all internally, they release a big old set that just contains everything from Mighty Morphin up until Cosmic Fury. I'll buy that set in a heartbeat, I'll tell you. But I don't think that's their plans necessarily. I hope it's their plans, but I don't think it is. I've got really bad heartburn right now, so bear with me. Oh, it burns. It burns. Oh. Gonna let that subside a little bit. Oh, that is not the best. I would cut this, but I kind of, you know, the whole point of my vlogs is real life, and it's real life. I do suffer with quite bad heartburn sometimes. Oh, sorry about that. I did meant to tell you guys at the beginning of this segment that I'm currently suffering from really bad heartburn, which is probably another reason why I can't sleep at the moment, because of the heartburn. So there's that as well. Where was I? I'm all over the place at the moment. But yeah, I kind of hope that Hasbro do release a big old chunky set, much like the Power Rangers Legacy seasons 1 to 20 that released a few years ago in the big red helmet that it all came in. I really hope they release that set, because that's a Shout Factory set. I really hope they do that, but for everything from Mighty Morphin to Cosmic Fury, and then of course they continue with Power Rangers, however they're going to do that with Netflix or whoever they end up doing it with. It'd be really funny if they end up doing it Disney with Disney Plus. It goes on to Disney Plus, because Disney used to own the license to Power Rangers back in the day, which is really really funny if they did end up partnering with Disney again on Power Rangers. The Disney era Power Rangers isn't well regarded amongst Power Rangers fans. I didn't actually mind the Disney era. In fact, some of my favourite seasons come from the Disney era of Power Rangers, so it is what it is. At the end of the day, each their own on that thing. I've really rambled, but I do want to do a video on all the various physical releases of Power Rangers over the years, because it really is a weird situation with all the different releases, from it being Shout Factory to Lionsgate to Hasbro to, of course, Disney back in the day. I'm not sure who was distributing it back when Saban obviously first had it, but obviously when Disney had it, Disney themselves would have distributed it, because obviously Disney, being the massive conglomerate that they are and always have been, to be honest, probably would have distributed it themselves. And I don't know when it was given back to Saban. I assume that was Shout Factory. That might have been Shout Factory that handled it. And then when Hasbro took it back over, they just left it with Shout Factory. And then I'm guessing that they don't like how Shout Factory's handled it, so they've taken it back. Although there are a couple of Power Rangers DVDs on Shout Factory's website. Anyway, I've rambled enough for this segment. I'm actually going to do one more segment after this one, so I can get the name of that YouTube channel and do a proper send-off. Speak to you guys in that segment. Hi guys, so it's currently 19:12 or 12 minutes past PM on Saturday the 25th of October 2025. Before I go any further, the name of that channel is Acrimony Toku, just to get that out of the way before I end up forgetting. So when I spoke that I've watched a few retrospectives on Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, that sort of stuff, I'm trying to tell you about the channel name. It's Acrimony Toku. In fact, I've watched a few more of his videos over the last couple of days. He did. I watched a video that he did on the morphing sequences of both Super Sentai and Power Rangers, as well as I swear there's another one that I watched today. I've also watched a couple of videos that he's done on more mature Takusatsu series, such as some of the more mature Kamen Riders, some of the more mature Super Sentais. So, yeah, in fact, I think I've said this in one of the previous segments, one of the more mature Kamen Riders I've already got in my watch list for Amazon Prime, ready to go, and that is Kamen Rider Black Sun. It's called Black Sun, which is a reimagining or a redo of Kamen Rider Black, which was one of the more popular and well-known and well-regarded Kamen Rider series, and they've redone it for a modern audience, but a much more mature audience. The very first episode is rated an 18 here in the UK, which is our top rating. We do have one more rating that's higher than 18, which is X rating, but technically an X rating is for the educational market. So, for instance, just as an example, you might, if something displays stuff of a graphic nature, but it's for educational purposes, then it would get an X rating. So, it's one of those situations, but it is technically higher than an 18. The only thing about an X rating is you cannot distribute X-rated media just willy-nilly. It has to be distributed in a specific environment, i.e. educational establishments, universities, colleges, maybe schools, that sort of stuff. They tend to be colleges and universities because obviously the kind of material that's shown off in those sorts of pieces of media are obviously, they can be graphic, but if they're educational in the way they're doing it, then it's an X rating. That's my understanding of the current X rating. So they can only be distributed through educational means. And I also believe an X-rated, like DVD or Blu-ray or whatever it may be, you can't take that out of the establishment. Because I did have some friends that I knew was doing film studies when I went to college, and one of them wanted to take one of the DVDs home so they could use it for their coursework, but they couldn't. So they had to, there's a room they could rent out in the college that basically has a TV, DVD player, that sort of stuff, and you can obviously, you can rent it to use it within inside the college, but he couldn't take it out of the college, basically, because we were all planning something together, or a bunch of us friends, and he was like, oh, I've got some coursework to do that I can't do at home because, and he explained the reason why. So he had to go and book that room out in order to do the coursework in the college because he couldn't take that DVD out of the college. So there you go. That's my little tidbit on that for now. But yes, the very first episode of Kamen Rider Black Sun is 18 rated. So obviously it's pretty mature in terms of that. Had a really good Saturday. Just had a really nice takeaway, a Indian takeaway. I had a chicken pasanda with garlic fried rice. Really nice. I am quite full right now. So, as you can see, laying in bed, watching some YouTube, I have got a little bit further into Kamen Rider 01. Again, really enjoying it. And I'm actually considering, checking out some of the newer Super Sentai series, because for those of you who don't know, Power Rangers is on a bit of a hiatus at the moment, ever since Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, which was a follow-on from a Dino Fury. It is on a hiatus. I think I may have mentioned this in a previous segment, but Hasbro haven't done a lot in terms of new series for Power Rangers. So, yeah.
Anyway, I thought I would record this little segment and but also use it as a sign off. Let you guys know what's going on, but I'm also going to use it as a sign off. So I will see you guys in the next video. Probably will start recording another OTG from tomorrow, onwards, and go from there basically. But I want to have this edited and uploaded ideally for tomorrow, if not for tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to sign off and bid you guys a very good evening, or whatever time zone it is for you right now. Take care, guys.